Okay, she keep calling every single night. Yeah, and I don't mind pushing cute vibe. I'm lost to the God, I'm in my mind. Swear I wanna die, yeah, when you cross my. Still wanna die, yeah. No, I'm not alright, yeah. I might start a riot, yeah. I'm so tired, yeah. So, what you say? Feeling good, I'm feeling great. Tired of the fucking hate. Stacking cheese all on my plate.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about how you can increase your watch hours on YouTube. Now the reason why I want to talk about this is because I was looking at my analytics the other day and I noticed that this time last year I went from about 15 watch hours a day to 500 watch hours a day in a matter of weeks. But not only that, but my channel currently gets over 1,000 watch hours a day at the moment, which is insane. But anyway, all of that to say that I've obviously picked up some tips and tricks over the past year and a half. So I'm going to be sharing all of those tips with you in this video, so let's get to it. So you may have noticed that in that scene where I was just showing a bunch of b-roll, I was actually using chart music. I don't know if you clocked onto that, but I was using chart music and not just your standard kind of royalty-free music that you normally hear on YouTube videos. Now this is important because using music throughout your videos is actually going to really help you with your audience retention. And as we know, audience retention is directly linked to your watch hours. The longer someone is watching your videos, the more watch hours you're going to get, right? So you might be wondering, okay, great, but how do I not only find music that I'm allowed to use in my videos, but how do I get my hands on like chart music for me to use in my videos? Well, this is my segue to tell you about today's video sponsor, Licked. So Licked is the fastest growing chart music library where you can actually license chart music to use on your social media channels. So Licked basically believe that you shouldn't have to settle for like that generic background music that I've used in my videos in the past, loads of other people use on their videos to this day. They believe that you shouldn't have to settle for that music and that you should be able to include the songs that you actually want to include in your videos. And when I tell you how excited I was when I heard about this company, I was like, as if this exists and I didn't know about it. Because I don't know about you guys, but I really feel like when I'm watching someone else's YouTube video and I'm listening to the songs that they're using, it gives me a really direct insight into that person and what their vibe is. Like I really see the link between the music they're using and also them as a person and what their overall personality is basically like. Maybe I'm giving music too much credit there, but I really feel like I can see the link. So when it comes to my own videos and when I'm trying to find music to include, I can spend hours trying to find the right music. It could take me longer to find the right music than it actually takes for me to film the actual video, right? And that's because I just really struggle to find royalty-free music which suits my vibe until now, because now I can literally just pick chart music that I like with the help of Licked. So let me get Licked up on the screen so you can have a look at what the interface looks like, because it's super easy to use. So you guys may or may not know that if you use music without having the proper license, you put yourself at risk at receiving a copyright claim from YouTube, strikes on your account, and also loss of monetization, right? So it's really important that you use a platform like Licked to make sure that you've got the appropriate licenses for your songs. Licked's mission is actually to sign all the major record labels and publishers so that Licked actually becomes the only online platform that creators will need to use when it comes to licensing commercial music. So that's really cool. They've also added a subscription-based stock music library to their platform, making them the one-stop shop for licensed chart music. So using Licked is not only going to help you save time, because now you can literally just find music based on the songs that you like and the songs that you know, rather than sitting and listening to all this music that you've never heard before and trying to figure out whether or not you like it. It also saves you money because commercial music usually costs thousands of pounds and it is considerably cheaper when you purchase the license through Licked. It allows you to make ad revenue even when you're using chart music. It allows you to improve the video quality. It allows you to connect with your audience more. And as we've said previously, it's going to help you with your audience retention because you're going to be using really cool, interesting music, what's going to capture their attention, but also make it more likely for them to want to continue watching your video. So by using Licked, you're actually supporting the artists whose music you're licensing. But not only that, the more creators who use Licked, the easier it's going to be for them to sign on even more record labels. And basically the easier it's going to be for us to use all chart music in our videos moving forward. You can also get licenses which allow you to use some music on other platforms like Instagram. So I'm going to put a link to Licked in my description. You guys are going to love it. I'm so excited for you guys to start using it in your content. Like, honestly, it's going to take your content to the next level. Link is of course below in the description. Thank me later. Now, one of the more practical tips that I have for you today is all around video linking, and I actually accredit this tip to really helping my channel like have a bit of a blow up. Like, when it first started to really increase in terms of my watch hours, I actually think a big reason for that was because of this tip. So what I mean by video linking is the process of you pitching and linking to other videos in your current videos, if that makes sense. So let's break down the few different ways that you could do that. The first way that I think is super effective is by including end cards at the end of your video, which allow you to link to a playlist and to another video. Now, the tactical way for you to do this is for you to actually pitch the next video that your audience should watch and make sure that that is the video that you've included on your end card. So how I like to do this, for example, and you can actually see this on any of my semi-recent videos, like any video that I've posted in the last 8 months, you can see me do this. I include an end card what has a playlist that's relevant to the video that I've just created, but also the one specific video that I've just pitched. So at the end of this video, I already know that I'm going to pitch my video, which is all about how to become a content creator, right? So at the end of this video, I'm going to say something like, thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you fancy sticking around, I recommend watching this video. It's all about how you can actually become a content creator in 2022. I'm literally going to say that exact line. I'm going to say it in that exact way as well. I've had a lot of practice, but that is an example of how you can link to videos at the end of your current video. Another way for you to link to videos is to do things like use cards. So, you know, when I point to the top of the screen and I say, you know, here's another video to find out further information, it's a really great way to keep people on your channel and to help drive up watch hours, because hopefully what will happen is when the person is done with watching your current video, they will click on your cards and they will go elsewhere to watch another video of yours. Other ways that you can do video linking is by including what videos to watch next in your description or in a comment. That's something I did in the beginning and that really helped me out. And I would purposely pick videos that I knew my audience would be interested in based on whatever it is that I'm talking about in that video. So for example, for this video, I would link to videos to do with YouTube or becoming a content creator, right? Because I know that if you're watching this, that's probably something that you're interested in. That actually brings me on to my next point, which is all around the person who you're creating videos for. Okay, so let's talk about who you're creating content for, because this is a really, really important thing for you to iron out when you're trying to increase the watch hours for your channel. So what's important to note here is when you have a really clear idea of who your audience is and what they're interested in, it's easy for you to create content that your audience want to binge, okay? So, you know, in the previous tip, I spoke about linking to other videos. In order for that to work properly, you need to know what kind of content your audience are interested in so that you can not only create several videos about that topic, but also you can link to those videos and keep people on your channel and watching your content for longer. So let me talk about what this really means in practice, right? So if you're someone who doesn't have a clear idea of who your audience is, and therefore every single time you create a video, it's kind of for a different person. So you might create a video one day that someone who's really interested in fashion might love, but then the next day you might create a video for someone who is studying at university. The day after that, you might create a video for someone who is training to become a chef. And the day after that, you might create a video for someone who is interested in tech reviews, right? I'm not saying you can't do any of this stuff, or I'm not even saying that you can't do all of these different things. What I am saying though, is that if you have a library of videos where the audience for each of those videos is different every single time, well, when you create a video that takes off and you get people watching it and you're like, I love this person, I want to watch more from this person, what's going to end up happening is that person is going to struggle to find another video on your channel that they like, because all of your videos are designed for different people, right? So they found that one video that they like and they can't find others that they're interested in, so they're not going to watch more of your content. And you've lost the opportunity to bring that person in and get them hooked on all your other videos because you don't have other videos for that person. That's why this is super important. Now, this isn't a conversation about niching, right? I'm not saying that you need to niche down per se, but what I am saying is that you need a thorough understanding of who your audience is. And if you create content for different audiences, you need to make sure there's a bank of content for each, so that when a video takes off or when you get someone really hooked on one of your videos, they have other content that they can watch from you that they would find valuable or entertaining. Okay, so another thing that you can do what's going to help you increase your watch time on YouTube, is going to seem like a really obvious one, is to create longer videos. Now, before you kind of zone out here, I really need you to listen to me break down how to do this properly, because I do feel like this is a tactic that a lot of people use but may not be using properly. And here's why. If you just set out to create longer videos as a way of increasing your watch time without properly doing the work to make sure that the videos you're creating are actually going to encourage people to watch for longer, then you creating a longer video is just a complete waste of time. And if anything, it's actually going to hurt your channel, because if you create longer videos but you get less watch time and audience retention for those videos, YouTube's going to think that your content isn't actually that great, right? So that's something that I need to flag. So you might be wondering, okay, but how do I go about actually creating longer videos that I know people are going to want to watch? Well, I'm going to tell you how I did it in the early days of my channel. So before I was monetized, when I was trying to increase my watch hours and get to that 4,000 mark, I actually used my Instagram to figure out what video topic I should create a longer video on, right? And how I did that is I went on my stories and I polled my audience. I direct messaged a lot of the people who were already engaging with my content. So anyone who was liking my photos, anyone who was commenting my photos, I sent them a direct message and just said, hey, I'm actually trying to figure out what to do my next video on YouTube. What do you want to see from me, right? And then I got a lot of people responding. What I then did is I picked the topic that most people asked for. And most people were just like, I want to be an influencer and I need help becoming an influencer, right? It was just a general, I need help becoming an influencer video that people kept on asking for. So because so many people were asking for that video, I was like, cool, that's going to be the topic that I do. And I'm going to make sure that I make that video a bit longer than my usual ones. Now, my videos normally range between 10 to 20 minutes. And that video, I'll link to up here in case you want to watch it. It's super old though, so I don't know if it's embarrassing or not, but I'll link to it. That video, I'm going to say it's super old, but I literally would have made it this time last year. But anyway, I've gotten a lot better since then. That video was about 30 minutes long, which meant that it was actually significantly longer than my usual videos. And it also meant that if I got a good handful of people to watch that video to the end, it was going to really help me with my watch hours. So because I had asked people what video they wanted to see and I purposely made a video on that topic, I made it longer. I didn't just drag things out. I didn't just include the same amount of content that I normally would include and just drag it out to 30 minutes. I included more content to make sure that even though it was longer, every single element of that video was still super valuable, useful and engaging, right? So after I did all of that and I set the video live, I then got the link to the video and I sent it to everyone who had asked for it. So I knew that I had a handful of people. Remember, this is the early days of my channel, so we're talking like 15 people. It wasn't a lot of people. I knew that I had a handful of people who wanted this video. So I reached out to them and said, hey, thank you so much for the video topic suggestion. Here's the video, give it a watch. I think you'd find it really useful. And then they did. And that video was quite a slow burner, but it ended up racking up quite a lot of views. But in the beginning, it didn't necessarily perform as my best video. But when it came to my watch hours, it really helped me out because I got a lot of people who were interested in that topic watching the entire video from the beginning to the end. So that is a great tactic or strategy for you to use if you are also trying to increase your watch hours on YouTube. So that is it for today's video. I really hope you found it useful. If you did, I recommend hanging around and watching this video. It is all about how you can actually become a content creator in 2022. I really hope you found that video useful too, and thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in my next video.